This entire window has been blown completely off, the sash and everything, multiple screens out, and then follow me right over here, and we've got actually an entire house right here that has been reduced to just smoldering rubble. Traffic here on I-35 has been blocked on both sides all afternoon long, and actually if you take a look behind me, you can see this is the southbound frontage road. This is where they're pushing all the traffic. It's all the pictures and videos without all of this boring writing to scroll down through.
The storage units do have security cameras, in fact 8 of them. The problem is they don't cover the backside of the building.
You take a look here behind me, you can see just how muddy this ditch is here on the north side of Lorena. Now, police say they put down spike strips, and he actually managed to swerve around them and ended up here in the ditch. People inside, workers, are cleaning up right now, trying to get this place back to normal, mopping up some of the water that's been coming down through the roof. And like I said, that wind damage blew off significant portions of the roof here at the Hobby Lobby. If you need a little bit more proof, here's some bricks from the building laying right here on the sidewalk.
KCEN HD News reporter Chris Davis joins us now live in Bruceville, Eddy. And Chris, it's the same scene everywhere.
Yeah, just ice, ice, and more ice, Doug. And this is the kind of thing you find anywhere you go outside. A pretty thick layer of ice covering every single surface that it can find. Usually the only icicles in central Texas have lights on them. Today, these are actual icicles. Road crews spread sand on bridges and overpasses to keep people from sliding. On 190 in Killeen this morning, they were still treacherous enough to cause a few accidents. No serious injuries were reported. By mid-morning, major roads had pretty much thawed.
It's mainly just like decks and steps, stuff like that, really.
Plus windshields, playgrounds, even flags frozen in mid-wave.
Power went out about 9 o'clock.
Encore worked for a few hours to get power back to about 3,000 homes near Belton and Jarrell. It was back on by about noon.
That's actually pretty quick. I give them props on that. They were real quick responding to it. There was trucks all over the place out here.
Meanwhile, schools across the area let out early. Lorena parents lined up in a light snow to get their kids about an hour early.
What are you going to do? It's Texas. The weather's like this at least once every 3 years.
Some wondered about the decision to hold school at all today.
It was rough from the get-go.
Spokespersons for Belton and Killeen ISDs say they based that decision on road conditions. They say it simply wasn't that bad this morning. They'll reassess as the temperature drops again tonight and drivers face potentially frozen roads in the morning. Now, driving around today and then this evening, the roads actually look pretty good. There's not a whole lot of ice out there. You can actually see even the side roads back here in Bruceville, Eddy, are just kind of wet at this point. Now, that's not to say that there aren't going to be slick spots, so do be careful out there. And there is a lot of moisture, so as that temperature drops, this has the potential to refreeze. And some districts have already announced cancellations or delayed starts tomorrow, so you can check all of those on our website at kcentv.com.
By where?
Gina Ware spends her morning in an alley.
Okay.
Just talking, taking notes.
Right.
And pictures.
You're such a handsome guy. Look out, ladies.
Her subjects are often overlooked.
I just really want to fight for the underdog. I just want the underdog to know that somebody's rooting in their corner. Loudly.
Whether those underdogs are homeless,
Do you have family in the area?
down on their luck, or just everyday working Joes. She snaps a photo and shares the story.
See, I don't want to complain. I don't need a crutch.
I don't want people to just see a picture. I want them to see the person.
Gina's project, called Your Story, is born from her life. Her brother struggled with drugs. She's battled depression.
It just doesn't feel good to be shunned.
Recently, Gina found out it also doesn't feel good to be lied to.
I mean, he cried and I believed him.
She took this photo of a man at a truck stop. He claimed to be a veteran and said his wife and child died. He said he was just trying to get to Austin. Minutes before taking the picture, she watched police write him a ticket for asking for money.
And people were angry with us.
The story blew up online. People took to the Waco PD Facebook page to reprimand the officer. Then police did their own checking.
He is not a Desert Storm veteran. He has not been in the Marine Corps, so he was kind of scamming folks.
What's more, police say he's been charged in the past with a number of serious crimes. including sexual assault.
It was all a lie.
Just a complete lie.
But Gina is not deterred.
He can't stop my spirit. He can't stop my drive.
She plans to keep asking questions.
You said I can get in touch with you through your caseworker?
To keep offering support.
I'm in your corner, man.
Whether her subjects tell her the truth or not.
That's just part of your story, I guess.
A long line of cars covers both sides of McLaughlin Road.
Everybody's doing what they can do.
They're not cop cars.
Just help each other out.
But they, too, responded to the call.
I mean, if my daughter was out here or if I was out here, I'd hope that somebody would come out and be trying to help in whatever way.
They're volunteers like Dean England and his 2 kids. On horseback and 4-wheelers, they search around Lake Waco for any signs of 24-year-old Brittany Stevenson. The car she was in drove through a barrier and into the water last night. The other person in the car escaped. She told investigators she never saw Stevenson do the same. Search crews pulled the car from the lake at around 8 this morning, and that's when the real search started. Now animal and human team up to comb the terrain.
It's wet, there's a lot of thorn bushes, there's a lot of trees zigzagging in and out.
To look for any sign she made it out of the water.
It's a good thing the horses are here because there's a lot of pipe that we have to go over, a lot of stumps that we can go over where otherwise 4-wheelers can't get into.
The search crews pack up as the sun sets and Waco police set up barricades. They'll camp here overnight before getting back in the saddle alongside the impromptu search party.
As long as we're an asset and as long as we stay warm and are able to help and not hinder, then we'll stay.
It may be cold, but the constant rain can't dampen the hope they're keeping alive. In Waco, Chris Davis, KCEN HD News. Robots don't decide where to go. They don't choose how to move their arms or what to pick up. They don't connect their own circuits. Robots need direction.
Yeah.
13-year-old Colleen Goggin sits behind the controls to provide it.
People say that girls can't be engineers and they can't do anything guys can do.
People are often wrong. The metallic clouds and their robot bolts prove it.
We're a team of 6 to 7 girls building a robot in 6 weeks.
Waco's all-girl robotics team is one of just 5 teams across the country sponsored by the Girl Scouts.
It's really hard getting girls into robotics just because girls think it's like, ooh, it's a boys' sport, but it's not.
Besides this year's task of stacking boxes and recycling bins, there's a broader vision behind these safety glasses.
Girls just need to get into this. Like, they need to look past the whole stereotype thing and just go, this is really cool.
Women represent less than 1/3 of all workers in science and technology fields, and less than 1/7 of all engineers.
Girls can do the same thing, so they don't really have to have that hindering them. They just need to know that that's what they like to do and that's what they should do.
Everyone on the team has a job, a role to play in setting Bolt's course.
It's a circuit breaker like in a house, only smaller.
The wiring is 14-year-old Emma's handiwork.
It was absolutely incredible to know that that was something that I did, and it actually works.
So you're learning things. When people say you can't do it, just do it. So that way you can go back later and saying, I did it. Now what do you want to tell me I can't do now so I can go do it now?
We can totally do this, girls, honestly.
The metallic clouds give their robot direction.
Good on this side.
And get a little of their own in return.